Hello, everyone. I hope you are well today. If you're tuning in on the replay, make sure you give me a hashtag replay in the comments so I can come and say hello to you later. And for those of you that are starting to hop on live, hello, good morning, and welcome. This, of course, is my live series, weekdays at 11 a.m. So wherever you happen to be watching or listening today, thank you so much for joining me. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Annette Ferguson. I am CEO of Annette & Co, UK-based accounting firm. I'm a chartered accountant, certified profit first professional, and we help business owners take home lots more money from their business for them and their families to enjoy. So today I want to speak about judgment. Judgment of other people, judgment from other people, and judgment of ourselves as well. This is a topic that is really interesting to me because I personally see judgment quite differently to feedback. I think judgment has some very negative connotations with it, and I therefore believe that judgment is not something that we want to be putting out to people. It's not something that we want to be giving to ourselves. Whereas feedback and constructive criticism, they are different things. They are positive things. They are things that are needed in our lives and in our business. Now, let's look at judgment of self first of all. So, when we are judging ourselves, when we are judging what we are doing, that puts a kind of depressive, negative spin on what we're doing. However, when we are evaluating what we've done, when we are self-critical, that can give us the springboard that we need for ourselves in order to make positive changes in our lives. It's the same in our business. When we are judging our business or other people are judging our business, that becomes a negative cycle. Whereas when we take a step back and we look at our business with evaluation eyes, with the eyes of, okay, what needs improved here? How can I make things better? You can see coming at it with a positive energy rather than the judgment negative energy. Actually, then good things come out. You can figure out actions that need to be taken, projects that need to be worked on. And it's the same when we receive judgment or we receive critical feedback. So when we receive judgment, that is incredibly negative for us. And we can often meet that with pushback, with anger, with frustration. But when we are receiving critical feedback from somebody, we can receive that as them having our best interests at heart. And I think that's where the real difference comes in, is the negativity associated with judgment and the positivity associated with critical feedback. Critical feedback implies that I am on your team here and I am here to help and support you. Whereas judgment doesn't do that. Judgment seems like the person is against you, or you are against yourself, or you are against your business if you're doing it to yourself or to your business. So when we are looking at ourselves, or when we are looking at our businesses, or indeed anyone else or anyone else's business, what energy are we coming to it with? Because if we are coming to any of those situations with the negative judgmental energy, which by the way can be very easy to do with ourselves, if we are coming to it with that negative judgment, judging energy, that is not going to be a good starting point for change. That's going to be a point where we feel pushback, we feel anger, we feel resentment, we feel negativity. And that's never a springboard for change. Whereas if we are coming to it from a place with love, with our eyes open, with acceptance, with positivity, then we can provide and receive critical feedback that actually springboards us to the next level that we want to reach, whether that's ourselves personally in our own personal development or relationships, or whether that is in our business, whether it's giving the feedback or receiving. It works in both directions. So understanding the underlying motives can really help distinguish whether something is coming from judgment and negativity or it's coming from critical feedback and positivity. And that may depend on the person giving it and their current mindset, including your own if you're giving it to yourself. But understanding that can really help position you so that you can use feedback in a positive way in your business, whether that feedback comes from, as I say, yourself, loved ones, clients, even competitors or fellow business owners. Understanding why they are saying what they are. Now, you can have a situation where, due to your own mindset, you receive something as judgment, but it's actually not being delivered that way. So it is important when you perceive that you are receiving judgment that you do take a couple of breaths and just understand, if you can, the underlying motives for the person giving that judgment stroke feedback, depending which it might end up falling. Because if we are generally in a negative frame of mind, we may end up receiving that critical feedback as judgment when it was never intended to be that way. So there is some self-reflection required here to make sure that you are assessing the situation that you are now in the correct way, in the way it was intended. And are you looking at it from a negative standpoint and therefore receiving as judgment, or are you looking at from a positive standpoint? And if you're from a positive standpoint and it's still judgment, then you're good. But if you're from a positive standpoint and actually it flips to being critical feedback, then that gives you some feedback to yourself about your mindset and how you are approaching your life and your business. Now, we don't want to fall into the toxic positivity side of things, but we do want to try and move away from negativity in our lives as much as we can, because it's important for us not to assume every piece of feedback from ourselves, from our business, from our customers and our clients and our loved ones is judgment, because it will not always be judgment. Sometimes it will actually be very valid and a great way for you to springboard. So understanding the distinction between those two things can really help you both in the furtherance of your business and in yourself individually as a person as well. So I hope that you're getting value from this session. Do give me some thumbs up, some hearts, whatever that is, whichever platform you happen to be tuning in on. Today, we are speaking about judgment versus critical feedback, the underlying motives and the energy behind it. And of course, the fact that sometimes we can receive something as the wrong thing. We can receive critical feedback as judgment if we ourselves are not in the right energy and the right headspace. And that can confuse and muddy matters as well. So understanding all those areas is really important if you are wanting to grow personally, if you are wanting to grow your business, if you're wanting to grow as a business owner and as a service provider. So thank you for tuning in with me today. I appreciate your time. I know it's incredibly precious. So thank you for spending some of it with me. We are, of course, live weekdays at 11 a.m. Although this coming Monday, I will be changing that. That's the 7th. The 7th will actually be slightly later in the day because I have another appointment at 11 that I cannot move. So it will be later on Monday, but typically we are live weekdays at 11 a.m. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for tuning in, and I will speak to you all very soon. Take care, everyone.